Hey, welcome. Today we're actually going to be finishing up um, Rambam's Hilchos Tshuva. We've made it all the way to the final chapter, chapter 10. In this chapter, the Rambam finishes his Hilchos Tshuva by talking about the proper way to serve God, and he focuses on serving Hashem out of love. Um, so that's really the topic of this chapter, and um. And when we finish that, we're gonna have gone through Hilchos Shuvah for the Rambam, so that should hopefully help us a lot this year as we head into Yom Naraim. So the Rambam begins chapter 10, Halacha 1. Al Yomar Adam, person shouldn't say, Hareini Oseh Mitzvah Satorah, V'osek B'chachmasa, Kidei She'kaba Kol Abrachos Aksuvos Ba, O Kidei She'ezakel L'chai Olam Haba. Says a person shouldn't say that I'm going to fulfill mitzvos in order so that I receive all the different brachos that are written in the Torah, or so that I should merit the world to come. Ve'efresh min averos, and a person shouldn't say I'm going to separate from from sins. She'ezira Torah me'en kidei she'natzal min haklalos haksuos b'Torah kidei she'lo ikaros michayil haba. Person shouldn't say I'm not going to sin, so that way I don't get any of the curses that are written in the Torah, and so that way I won't get cut off from the world to come. So that shouldn't be our mindset when we do mitzvahs or refrain from doing averos, which is a little bit surprising, but explains the Rambam. It's not really appropriate to serve Hashem through this manner. Someone who's serving Hashem in this way, they're serving Hashem out of simply fear of Hashem. And this is not really the level of Nevi'im and the level of the Chachamim. The only people who serve Hashem are like common people, ve'anashim, muktanim, women and children. Shemenchanchen osam avod miyira, ashetir bedaitan v'yavodu me'ava. So when we like children, for example, the Rambam explains that when we teach them about Hashem, so we teach them to initially serve Hashem just out of fear of Hashem. But once their knowledge increases, we teach them to not just serve Hashem out of fear, but out of love. So the Rambam says that the ideal way that you should serve Hashem is not simply just for reward or out of fear. You should actually serve Hashem out of love. And he continues, Halacha 2, Ha'ovid me'ava, one who serves Hashem out of love of Hashem, osik b'Torah uva mitzvos veholich b'nesivos hachachma. So one who serves Hashem out of love, so he's going to involve himself with Torah and with mitzvos, and he's going to be holich b'nesivos hachachma. He's going to walk in the paths of chachma. Lo mipnei davar ba'olam, not because he has some motive, all the other motive. V'lo mipnei yiras hara, and not because he's afraid of what might occur if he doesn't. He's not afraid of punishment. V'lo kidei lirash tova, and not because he wants the good things to occur. So one who serves Hashem, ella ose ha'emes, one who serves Hashem from love, he's doing so mipnei shehu emes. He's doing it simply because it's true. Serving Hashem because this is the emes, this is the truth. V'sof hatova lavo biglagla, and ultimately, good is going to come out of it. That to serve Hashem out of love, to serve Hashem out of true love, you're serving Hashem not because of any of the rewards, the punishments. You're serving Hashem because this is what's right. This is what's good. This is the truth. Maila zu. So the Rambam says this is a very lofty level. Maila zu hi maila gedola miod. This is a very lofty level, and not every single, even not even every wise person, not every chacham can even get to this. Avram Avinu. So this was the level that Avram Avinu got to. Shakara Kadosh Baruch Hu Ohavo. Hashem called Avram Ohavo, he who loved me. Lefi shelo avad ela me'ava, because Avram served Hashem out of love. V'hi Maila shetzivanu ba Kadosh Baruch Hu de Moshe, and this is the level which Hashem commanded us with through Moshe. The pasuk says, "V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha." We say in Shema, "V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha." You shall love Hashem. So that's talking about serving Hashem out of love. this level that the Rambam is describing, serving Hashem because it's true, not because we want a reward or afraid of a punishment. It's because we're serving Hashem just because that's the truth. That's what's good. ובזמן שיאהב Adam es Hashem, Ava haruya, and when a person loves Hashem in the proper manner, miyad yaseh kol hamitzvos me'ava. So once a person loves Hashem out of the proper level of love, so immediately he's going to want to do all the mitzvahs of Hashem. That's just the natural progression. That's explained by the Rambam. Okay, so now you'll ask, okay, what is the proper degree of love? The Rambam says if you have the proper degree of love, then you're going to do the mitzvahs. So the Rambam's now going to describe what he calls ava haruya, the proper degree of love. So the Rambam answers, Hu sheyahiv es Hashem ava gedola yesira azam meod. This is loving Hashem with this exceedingly great level of love. Ad shetehei nafsho kshura be'avas Hashem. So his soul is kshura, literally like tied up, bound up with Hashem. His soul is tied with the love of Hashem. Nimtza, so the Rambam describes, he says, Shogeba tamid. He's going to be like obsessed. He's going to think about God all the time. Ki'ilu chole ha'ava. It's if he's literally lovesick. Shein daito pnuya. He says, he compares it to a person who's lovesick about a woman. Shein daito pnuya me'avas oso isha. That his thoughts he never stops thinking about this woman, who's shogeba tamid, and he's thinking about her all the time. Bein bishivto, whether he's sitting, bein bikumo, when he gets up, bein bishashu ocha, whether he's eating, bishosa, and drinking. Says that's how he's describing what it means to have nafsho kshura be'ava Hashem. That's the ava haruya. That's the proper degree of love. So yeser mizeh, and even greater than this, what he's comparing to being lovesick, being in love with another person. Yeser mizeh tia avas Hashem. Even greater than that should be your love of Hashem, believe above, in the heart of those who love Hashem. Shogim ba tamid, they think about Hashem, obsessed with Hashem all the time. Kimo shetzivanu, like it says, b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha, you shall love Hashem with all your heart and all your soul. V'hu sheshlomo amar derech mashal, and this is what Shlomo Melech, how he described it with a metaphor. Ki cholas ahava ani, he stated as a metaphor, I'm literally lovesick with the love for Hashem. The whole Shir Hashirim Mashal Hulein, and he says the whole Shir Hashirim, the Megillah Shir Hashirim, is all this metaphor. It's talking about Shir Hashirim describes the love man has for a woman. It's all these beautiful psukim about love. And so the Rambam is describing that's all the metaphor for us for love to love Hashem. Says the Rambam. He continues. So that's all. Yeah, that's really where he goes into length about what it means to love Hashem and to have avas Hashem. Amru Chachamim, he continues. Amru Chachamim Harishonim Shema Tomar Harini Lo Meitor Bishvil Shia Ashir Bishvil Shekar Rabbi Bishvil Shekava Schar B'Olam Haba. So he says the Chachamim they ask the following question. Can I serve Hashem? Can I study Torah? Can I be Lomi Torah in order that I become wealthy, or in order that I be called that I become a Rebbe, and that I guess people ask me shilas, give me a lot of respect, or maybe I just want to get a lot of schar in the next world. So can that be the reason why I serve Hashem? So Talmud Lomar. So the answer is, Torah teaches le'avas Hashem, meaning you should love Hashem. You should be careful you should serve Hashem out of love. Kol ma she'atem osim, everything that you do, lo tasu ela me'ava, that everything you do should be done out of love, and that's not really being done out of love. We're going to come back to this question in a second. The Chachamim continued, and they said, that you should want to do his commandments a lot. You be mitzvot for his mitzvos chapitz. You should desire very much below bischar mitzvos, but not the reward for his mitzvos. You should just want to do the mitzvos for the sake of the mitzvos, not for the sake of the reward that comes with it. Mitzavim, sorry, linevone talmideyem umaskileim beyichud. And this is what the great chachamim, they would command their students, their very brilliant students in private. Al tiu kavadim hameshamshim es harav amanas lekava pras. You shouldn't be like servants who serve their master for the sake of receiving a reward. Elam yipnei shehu harav. Rather, since he is the master, roy lishamsho, it is appropriate to serve him. Kolomar avdo me'aba, meaning you should serve Hashem out of love. Okay, so far in the Rambam we've seen that, he says don't serve Hashem out of fear, don't serve Hashem for other motives, serve Hashem just simply out of love. He says this is a very hard level to get to. Not all Chachamim got to this level, but that's really the correct way to serve Hashem. Now in this halacha 5, the Rambam is going to give a little bit of it. He's going to stick with his approach, but he's going to offer something else. He says, Kol soik b'Torah, k'dei l'kabel schar, o k'dei shelo tigalaf pran ios. Anyone who's involved with the Torah in order to accept a reward, or in order that he's not punished, harize osek shelo lishma. So he's doing it not for lishma. And lishma would be pure intentions, and shelo lishma would be not as pure intentions. So that's true. It says so if you're doing it for other motives, right? It's either you want a reward or you want to be punished. So that's lo lishma. But if you're doing it not because you're just afraid of what's going to happen, you're not doing it because you want a reward. If you're doing it just because your love for the master of the world, who commanded us to do this, so then you're what's called lishma. You're doing it for good intentions, right? So we know that so far. The Rambam's told us that already a few times in this chapter, but he says, right, and so obviously the best way to do it would be to do something lishma for the right intentions and not lo lishma. But he says, "V'amru chachamim," says the sages say, "Li'olam yasuk adam b'Torah." Says that the Chachamim teach us that a person should involve themselves in Torah, and even if even if they have, they're not on this lofty level, maybe you think there are other things that are pulling them to serve Hashem, whether it's the other peer pressures, or they want the rewards, whether in this world or the next world. So the Chachamim say, the Rambam quotes, the Chachamim say that person, if that's their level, they should still do it. They should still make sure to do it, because mitoch shelo lishma, from doing it lo lishma, ba lishma, eventually this person is going to come to a level where he's able to do it with their pure intentions. This is something that in the yeshivas, I remember in the yeshivas when I was in yeshiva in Israel, and my friends also, they would say that, the Rebbeim, they're stressed this a lot, that, a lot of times, we're the boys that come in, we're not always so ready to do things necessarily for the pure intentions. We're not ready to serve Hashem lishma, but a lot of times they come up with prizes or little stuff like that, ways for us to, have other incentives, and from doing it shelo lishma, eventually we're able to get to a point where we're ready to serve Hashem lishma for pure intentions. Lefikach, so says the Rambam, therefore, kishemelamde mesaktanim yesanashim ve'klal ami aretz. Therefore, when we teach young children, or women, or common people, so when we teach people, we instruct them, and they don't really have such a background, we teach them, it's easier to understand. We teach them to serve Hashem out of fear in order to get a reward, until they increase their knowledge, and then once they grow in their wisdom, their understanding of the Torah, Megalim lahem raz, that we teach them this secret. I mean, it's not really secret, but we teach them the secret. Me'am me'at, slowly by slowly. Umargilin usan le'inyan zeh benachas, and they should become accustomed to this slowly. Adshe Ajia Sigu v'yedu v'yovdu me'ava, until they know it and they're able to serve Hashem out of love. So in the beginning, when we instruct people, we teach people, we say, we give them this give them the simple understanding that to serve Hashem out of fear, you're going to get a reward. But the Rambam says that's not the end goal. The end goal is to be able to serve Hashem because that's the truth. That's the emes. And we know that that's the goodness in this world, to serve Hashem out of Ava, but mitol shelo lishma, from doing it and becoming accustomed to it. Even shelo lishma, not for the highest intentions, for to get a reward. Eventually, we're able to get to a point where we will do lishma. And then finally, so the last halacha in the Rambam, Hilchos Tshuva, the Rambam says, Davar yaduo borer, barur, is well known, clear matter. She'in avas HaKadosh Baruch Hu nikshares b'libo shel adam ad she'yizke bo tamid karoi v'yazov kol ma sheba'olam chutz mimena. So it's well known that love of Hashem will not become attached to a person in their heart until they become attached, obsessed with all times tamid karoi, as it's fitting, v'yazov kol ma sheba'olam chutz mimena, and the person will leave all the things in the world except for this, except for love of Hashem, meaning Torah, the mitzvahs, k'moshe tziva ve'amar b'chol levavcha. This is what was implied when the pasuk says b'chol levavcha, with all your heart, b'chol nafshecha, and all your soul. So in order to have true avas Hashem, says the Rambam, person needs to be completely dedicated to the Torah mitzvahs. Eino ohiv HaKadosh Baruch Hu ela b'dash yadu. You can only serve Hashem with the knowledge that a person knows. Valpi hadeya, and according to the nature of according to the nature of one's knowledge, the amount of knowledge a person has, an understanding of Torah, tiyava, that's how strong the love of Hashem will be. Imeat, if a person just has a little knowledge, me'at, then he's only going to be able to have a little bit of love for Hashem. Bim harbe, but if he has a great amount of knowledge, harbe, he'll be able to have a great love of Hashem. Says the Rambam, lefikach tzarich adam liyachid atzmo. That's why a person needs to dedicate himself, seclude himself, lahavin, to understand, ulahaskil, bechachmos ubetfunos hamudim lo eskono, kfi koach sheish be'adam. So a person needs to basically make it his point to understand the according to his capabilities, to understand Hashem and to understand the ways of Hashem and the Torah of Hashem. Sheish v'adam lahavinu lasik k'musha be'arnu be'helchos yesodei Torah, like we explained there in Hilchos Yesodei Torah. So to sum it up, that's the end of chapter 10. But to sum it up, that the Rambam says that true way to serve Hashem, and it's interesting. This is the way he ends Hilchos Tshuva. After he tells you how to do tshuva, he tells you to do vidoy, he tells you about what Olam Haba is, why it's different than Tchias HaMeisim. The Rambam concludes his Hilchos Tshuva, and he's telling you how should you serve Hashem. At the end of the day, how should you serve Hashem? So says the Rambam, the best way to serve Hashem, you have to serve Hashem. The true way to serve Hashem is through love of Hashem, not doing things for rewards, not doing things because you're afraid of the punishments that are going to happen, which are all things which are true, that the Rambam explained. But he says that the proper way to serve Hashem is to serve Hashem out of just love for Hashem, because you know the truth and you know the goodness that happens when you serve Hashem. He says if you can't get to that level, mitol shelo lishma, from doing things not necessarily in that high intention, eventually you'll get to that level. And he says, and the only way to get to that level is by studying Hashem's Torah, by increasing your knowledge of Hashem. When you increase your knowledge of Hashem, you'll slowly be able to increase your love of Hashem as well. Stop there.